Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Welcome to our Monday, September 22nd meeting. We'll start with our agenda approval, deletions, additions. Dr. Baracco.
Thank you, Mrs. Seuss. We do have two amendments to the agenda under Roman numeral 7B1, some additional personnel recommendations, and 7E1, the same. Those adjustments are at your workstations.
Motion to approve those changes?
We have a motion from Ms. Kelly,
Second.
second from Ms. Talent. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion passes. Is there any correspondence this evening, Ms. Kelly?
There is, Mrs. Seuss. A letter was received by Dr. Varacco. It reads, "Dear Larry and staff, please accept congratulations on the recent proficiency scores of Lake Central Schools. As a graduate, teacher, and principal of St. John Township School System, I am honored to commend the entire staff and students. Cordially, Jeannie Weiss."
It was a great letter.
Yeah, it is. It's nice that people are taking notice of those great scores.
Yes.
Mrs. Weiss doesn't miss a thing. She's amazing.
Well, it was very nice of her to send that in, and we appreciate it.
All right, we'll move into our liaison committee updates. Ms. Talent.
Yes, the Wellness Committee will be meeting yet, I believe, in November. That's the goal right now. Things have been really busy as school gets started, and I had an opportunity to attend the redevelopment committee in Dyer. Right now, there is nothing more to report than attendance, and it was a good meeting.
Thank you. Ms. Kelly?
Yeah, for Sherrville Redevelopment Commission, I don't have anything new to report from there. Sherrville Parks Department, they have a lot of great programs and events coming up for the fall for adults and children, so please check out their website. And that's all I have, Mrs. Seuss.
Thank you. And St. John Redevelopment Committee, I have nothing to report. And Dollars for Scholars, homecoming is Saturday, so tickets they will stop being able to be purchased on Wednesday at 3 p.m., so get your tickets. And we'll move to our official school board business topics consent agenda. Dr. Baracco.
Thank you again. Seek board approval for the minutes from our last meeting on Monday, September 8th, and seek approval for the claims, payroll, and extracurricular expenditures you received in your packets last week.
Motion from Mrs. Talent. I will second that. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. And there's no public comments regarding action items, so we'll move into our official school board business topics, regular agenda. Dr. Baracco.
Thank you. My one brief item is to seek approval for the cost of the micro course in school business management that Mrs. Seuss and Mrs. Talon have expressed an interest in attending. It is 4 sessions of online learning regarding school finance.
I'll make a motion to approve that.
We have a motion from Ms. Kelly, and I will second that. Any discussion? Questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. And our Assistant Superintendent, Mrs. Castaneda.
Thank you. For my first item, I am seeking the board's approval for the personnel recommendations, the amended copy you received this evening.
So moved.
Motion from Ms. Talent. I will second that. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. And for my second item, I just wanted to go through some updated attendance guidelines that we're going to be pushing out to our families soon. The state of Indiana still has the same attendance expectation that students are in school 94% of the time and only miss 10 or fewer days per year. However, the state has backed off a little bit on some of the guidance we were originally given. Initially, we were to report to juvenile services students who either missed 10 or more unexcused absences or more than 18 total absences. And I'm not sure if there were complaints from parents. I'm not sure if juvenile services are just kind of overwhelmed. But what they've told us for this year is that juvenile services will only be addressing those students who are habitually truant with 10 or more unexcused absences. So the guidance that's going to be going out to our families is going to still have much of the same information that we had at the start of the school year. However, in terms of students who miss 18 or more days, which is considered chronically absent by the state, we aren't really going to do anything with that until they hit that 18-day mark. After that, any absences that they rack up will be marked as unexcused, and then that would kind of kick things off for possible intervention by juvenile services if they got up to the 10 unexcused absence mark. Does that make sense? So we're going to be pushing that out to our families soon, and have also worked with our administrators about that as well. Any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you. I had that one question from a community member, so I appreciate you answering that for me and helping me along with that, so thank you. And our Director of Primary Education, Dr. Bracy.
Good evening. For my first item, I am seeking your approval for the professional leave request in your packets.
Motion to approve?
Motion for Ms. Kelly. I will second that. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you. And for my second item, I am requesting approval for the field trip request in your packets.
So moved.
Motion from Ms. Talent,
And I will second that.
second from Ms. Kelly. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you. And for my next item, this is just an FYI for the community. Our kindergarten enrollment for the 26-27 school year opens on Monday, February 9th. Enrollment is all online, and please stay tuned for more details. Any questions? Okay. For my next item, I know during the last meeting, I was at a conference in Indianapolis, and Dr. Malkow had asked about the summit that was held this past summer for the area curriculum directors. So I just wanted to update the board on that summit. So last year, we founded the Northwest Indiana Elementary Curriculum Directors Collaboration in an effort to bring schools in the Lake and Porter counties together. We met once each month, either at different locations or virtually. This collaboration allowed us to work together to address a variety of topics that we all face. We collaborated about things from iRead to the new iLearn checkpoints to textbook adoptions to summer school, you name it, we collaborated about it. Our collaboration has allowed us to no longer be like on individual islands, but now that competition between districts has kind of been removed. So it's really been a beautiful thing. One of the major accomplishments was the first ever Northwest Indiana Summit for Elementary Administrators we had this past June 11th. It was held at Bibbage, and the summit was specifically for elementary principals, assistant principals, and deans at the elementary level. We had a total of 62 administrators from Lake Central, Crown Point, Portage, Gary, Duneland, Maryville, Lake Ridge, Hanover, Hammond, Hobart, Union Township, Valpo, North Newton, and Griffith. And then some of the topics that were covered during breakout sessions included MTSS, student attendance, data, PLCs, behavior, parent management, and systems and structures. We plan to offer the summit again this upcoming summer. No date or location has been identified yet, but I'll be sure to keep you all posted. Any questions? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And I have one more thing. If you recall, I tasked each of the elementary principals with creating a vision for the school, for their school. We all know that without a vision, people perish, and someone once said, you've got to tell a story, paint a vision, know your metrics, and sell, sell, sell. So that's what we're doing. We're selling our schools. So today we have Mr. DeLauder from Pifer coming on up to tell us all about his vision story for Pifer. Welcome. Mr. DeLauder, not on camera.
And before I do that, I hope that summit continues, because I was one of the people who attended that summit, and it was a really positive experience. I hope it was great visiting with other principals that you don't get to see very often. So that was a great day over at Bibbage that day. So thank you for arranging for that. So, members of the board and the members of the administration, how are you this evening? You all good?
Yes.
Good. I'm so glad. I want to present to you the vision for Pfeiffer Elementary School, but in order to do so, I do need to go back just a little bit we talk about telling stories. I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story, and then I'll get to my vision. When I was hired in the summer of the year 2000 for Pfeiffer Elementary School, I was flailing through the first few days of my school there, of my time there at school, when the school was empty, there was nobody else there, and I was afraid to leave the office because I knew I wouldn't find my way back. So I got a call, and it was from Tony Arini at the time, who was director of instruction at the time, and he said, Doug, are you working today? And I said, well, really, I'm just trying to answer the phone, so I hope I've done that well enough. And so he said, you're going to have some visitors, so stick around the office. I said, okay, I'll be here. And so a little bit later, Dr. Emmerich, who was the superintendent at that time, and Dr. Killian, who was the assistant superintendent, and Tony Arini came over. And they said, let's just walk the building for a little bit. I said, okay, that's great. So we walked in. The entire time that we walked throughout the building, Dr. Emmerich was telling me stories about this teacher here and what she does in her classroom, and that teacher there and how that teacher has impacted the community, and what the students do here for fun, and what Mr. Bear used to do, and you have big shoes to fill, and all sorts of great things about the community and about the kids at school, and how inviting the teachers were. And then we got done, and that was throughout the entire building. She was going class by class by class. When we got to the beginning, she says, and I'm telling you all of that because this is your quest. You need to continue that legacy, because we all know that people in this community, and everywhere, we all know that, are the most important part of this school. And you have a great community that you're stepping into, and you need to really continue this legacy, no pressure. And I said, well, what does that look like, Dr. Emmerich? And she said to me, any of the teachers that were around back then can tell you, because she told it to everybody, is when you walk out of Pfeiffer Elementary School, balloons, rainbows, unicorns, and confetti pop out of the doors to greet people. So we hope that we continue that legacy, and that's what our vision is all about. It's all about people. We teach children. Yes, we teach math, but we teach math to children, and those are the most important things of our building. So that is our focus, is the kids in our building. And so the first one is kind of like a byline to that end, but our entrance to our building is rather plain. So our vision is to work. We have a very artistic group of PTO members this year and in the past few years. And so I've talked to our president of our PTO, and then along with our new art teacher. So we've got some things cooking on how we can make the foyer of our building a little bit more child-friendly, a little bit more friendly and welcoming to people. Make it like, oh, this is where I want my child to attend school here. So we've got some things cooking, and I don't want to spoil any surprises, so we'll keep you updated with that. So that's the first part of our vision, is just to make people feel welcome into our building just by the physical aesthetics of our building. The second part of our vision is dating back, and I believe the book was called The First Days of Teaching. It's by Dr. Wong. Was it the first? Is it called The First Days of Teaching, First Years? And so one of the things that he really stressed, and we went on a tangent about it, but it really works, is to have staff available outside of their doors when students come into the building. And so we've taken it a little bit further. He always said greeting your students with a smile or a handshake or a fist bump or whatever it is. We kind of took on a little bit more of a Disney flair to it. And we say, if you make eye contact with somebody in the building as they walk past you, whether they're your student or not, you need to make sure that we know that we are glad that they are here today. And so that you say good morning to them, even if they're just walking past you. And so a lot of our teachers do a really good job of that, and they even follow kids like this. I said, good morning. I said, good morning. So you'll see a lot of that going on in the mornings. We have people outside of the school every day, whether it's car riders or walkers, doing the exact same thing. You'll see me following children saying, I said good morning to you, or I said good morning to you. So we we just want to make sure kids know that we are so glad that they're with us every morning. And then we want them to know that people care about them and that they're loved and that we care about their success, not just academically, but physically and all the other stuff that goes along with it. So that's the second part of the vision, is just to make sure children know that when they come into the building, that people care about them. And so now the third part of the vision is just the other end of that spectrum, is that when kids leave, we're hoping that we can get teachers to be outside of their classrooms as well, kicking them out of the building the same way we brought them in. Hey, I hope you had a really good day today. Hope you have a great night. We're looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. So that kind of stuff is what we really, really hope to accomplish throughout the school year and beyond. And that morphs into a lot of different things, and it looks different every day. But that's our goal, is just to let people know that we care about them and that we want to help them. Are there any questions from you today? No? Great. Well, come on over anytime. Have a great day.
All right.
Thank you.
Those are good goals. All right, our Director of Secondary Education, Mrs. Schuneman.
Thank you. That is tough to follow. But I will just say that I had the pleasure of being at Piper on opening day, and all of those things are already true. And I was actually a Piper pirate, moved here in 4th grade, and I was made to feel like they wanted me there. And as a grown-up now, same thing. So great job at Piper.
That's good to hear.
Okay, so for my first item, I'm seeking the board's approval for the professional leave requests included in your packet.
So moved.
Motion from Mrs. Talent, and I will second that. Any discussion, questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. And for my second item, I'm seeking the board's approval for the field trip requests also included in your packet.
Motion to approve?
Motion from Ms. Kelly,
I'll second.
second from Ms. Talent. Any discussion or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you. And for my third item, it's just an FYI. I've got a Parent Square message that will be going out soon here regarding a personal safety parent information night for middle and high school families. This is going to be on October 14th at 6 p.m. in the LGI. I'll send all the information via Parent Square. This is our second year working with Dunebrook. And Indiana Code actually requires instruction on child abuse and child sexual abuse, and it can be delivered by anyone with training and expertise in the area of that abuse. And so last year, we partnered with Dunebrook, who provides the Monique Burr Foundation for Children program. And it was fantastic. The parent night last year, I think we had about 25 people come, so we'd love to beat that number this year. Parents had a lot of good questions for Sarah Hoyt, who is the presenter that will be talking with the students. Sarah takes the parents through all of the different grade levels and the terminology, et cetera, and it really just opened up a conversation between parents, administrators, and Sarah Hoyt, the specialist, in regard to what should we be talking about with our kids at home. So just want to invite everybody out to that. Again, October 14th, 6 p.m.
All right, I was looking at my calendar. That is a Tuesday, so thank you. And our Director of Student Services, Mrs. Gurmala.
Thank you. My first item is to seek approval for the professional leave request. There were some in your packet, and then there was a revision at your station tonight.
I so move.
We have a motion from Ms. Talent.
I'll
and
second.
A second from Ms. Kelly. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you. And then my next item was to just give you an update on our transition to Power School Special Programs. This is our new program that we are using for both our IEPs for our students with special needs and for our ILPs for our English language learners. So this is impacting our teachers in both areas. We are, thanks to the persistence of both our administrative team and our teachers, we are making progress. It has been a difficult transition. Our teachers are doing an excellent job. Both our EL teachers and our special education teachers have really faced this challenge head on. They're doing an excellent job. They are really coming together to share what they're learning. We've had teachers, working together after school, working together on early release days to just come together. It's been a lot of crowdsourcing and having to figure things out on their own. As I've shared before, the training that we had was a little bit lacking, so it has been a figure it out as you go kind of situation. Parents have been wonderful because part of this is there's a parent signature piece that we can do online signatures that, again, we didn't have a lot of instruction on, so we've had to say to parents, can you be our guinea pig? We're gonna try sending this to you and let us know what it looks like when you get it. Does it work? Do we have the right information in Skyward for it? So parents have been great and very patient with us also. So a huge thank you to our parents for that. The concern that we have now, and that it's a concern that's kind of shared throughout the state from a school district perspective, is that the Department of Ed is planning on using this program as a source of data for our funding and also for some of our compliance reports. So our concern as special education directors and districts is that there are a lot of flaws in the data right now. There are things that we input data, for example, a couple weeks ago, all of our teachers of record just disappeared from the program. So there are things that we're inputting data and then things are falling out of the program. So, our concern would be from a data perspective, we don't have a lot of faith in the data. And especially if it comes to our funding being dependent on it, that makes us a little bit nervous. So we as special ed directors have made the request to the Department of Ed, let's give it another year. Allow us to submit our data. Most districts have a second source of data like we do within Skyward, where we could use the same method we've used in the past to submit our data to the Department of Ed versus them pulling the reporting from this program, and let us continue to work through the kinks with this program, or let Department of Ed continue to work through the kinks with the program, rather than pulling the data. So they have said they're taking that under consideration, but they haven't given us an answer on that yet. So we are hoping for a good outcome there, but I will continue to update you on the program. But again, a big thank you to teachers, parents, everyone for patience as we continue, administrators too, as I see Mrs. Beach sitting out there, who has been working in this program daily. Big thank you to everyone. And then just really quickly, our Special Education Parent Advisory Committee is hosting a workshop Thursday night at 6 o'clock in the K-Trap room, and Dr. Bracey and Deanne McDermott, our elementary literacy coach, are going to be presenting on how to support struggling readers and basically everything you need to know about literacy, but it will apply to students grades K to 12, so we invite parents out to join us for that too. So that's it for me tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. And our Director of Business Services, Mr. James.
Thank you. At our last school board meeting on September 8th, I gave the board a presentation regarding our proposed 2026 budget, capital projects plan, and the bus replacement plan. Those notices were advertised a couple days later on September 10th. And so the next step in the process is to give the public an opportunity to comment on either the budget amounts or the amounts advertised to be levied for 2026. So at this time, I would turn it over to the audience to see if anybody has a comment regarding what was published on the state gateway system. Okay, hearing none, that concludes the public hearing. The next step in the process will be at our regularly scheduled meeting on October 6th, in which the board will formally adopt the budget, the capital projects plan and the bus replacement plan for 2026. Any questions? Okay,
No, just thanks again for, I know the work that goes into it, so thank you for all that.
no problem, thank you. And then my second item is to seek your approval for the donations that were included in your board packet.
Motion to approve those donations?
Motion for Ms. Kelly, and I will second that. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion passes.
Thank you, that's all I have.
Thank you. And I don't think we have any public comments this evening, so we'll move right into board comments and consideration of future agenda items. Ms. Talent?
Thank you. I just wanted to say thank you for this opportunity to hear about the visions of Pifer and looking forward to hearing about visions of other schools. This is one of the things that was presented for sure at the ISBA and how to feature our schools so that we get to let other people know the wonderful work that you're doing, and that it truly is. So thank you very much. And go homecoming. We got this going, and the homecoming dance. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Kelly?
Mrs. Talent stole everything I was going to say, so I'm just going to say ditto. Thank you.
And I'm ditto too, just homecoming is Saturday. If you guys can come out for 10 minutes, half hour, you're all invited, and come see what we do. And with that, I'll turn it over to Dr. Varacco for board calendar of future activities.
All right, well, our next board meeting is here on Monday, October 6th. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have a motion for adjournment?
Motion to adjourn.
And I will second that.